I did a little experiment with the birds. Sticking my phone on there and seeing if we could catch them. Some of them came by, some of them ate. Some of them got spooked when I started to throw the ball for the dog. So I moved it. Now you can see it's right here. I don't know how long it's gonna take for them to find it. Whoa. It's 15 feet from where it was, but it's much lower, not as visible. So in the meantime, like I said, I have a extensive library. I've gotten rid of a lot of them already. I don't want to say got rid of them, but donated them, I guess. I don't know what happens to them once you give them away. But most of the books I have from my 20 some odd years of having a preschool classroom that focused on realism, more or less, mostly came from thrift stores, garage sales. I very rarely bought a book new. A lot of them have people's names in them. A lot of them have drawings in them. A lot of them have tears, rips, all sorts of stuff. And they're really old or they're fairly new, but almost always used. And to me, that's the sign of a good book. So I pulled from the shelf. I pulled 2 books. I'm gonna choose to read this one because eeny, miny, mode. So this is a Let's Read and Find Out science book. It's titled Birds Eat and Eat and Eat. Ooh, okay, in the meantime, we'll see what happens. We'll see how long it takes them to find it. It's by Roma Gans, illustrated by Ed Emberley. And I'll show you the cover. The illustrations are absolutely lovely. Birds eat and eat and eat. It's the Thomas Y. Crowley Company. I said that wrong. Crowell Company. C-R-O-W-E-L-L, New York. Copyright 1963. So I wasn't even on this planet when this book was written. Ah, look. Cardinal Jr. found it. Very cool. Hi, Herland. I love it. Absolutely love it. It's a Let's Read and Find Out Book Club edition. And here's our title page. I'm sorry that the words come off backward, but the illustrations are just as lovely. Hi, Calais. Birds eat and eat and eat. They seem to eat all day. How often do you eat? 3 times a day? 4 times a day? 5 times a day? Birds eat 10, 30, and even 50 times a day. U.S. Look, they're telling each other. Ah, she moved it. It's over here. Okay. Each day a bird may eat hundreds of flies and gnats, bugs and caterpillars, worms and insects. Woo! There's a variety of goodies that they might eat. And again, these illustrations are fantastic. You could sit with a child and try to recognize as many different insects as you can. Oh, and earthworms, caterpillars, beetles, katydids. Excusez-moi. I don't have any known allergies. But again, the illustrator is Ed Emberley. Absolutely fantastic, Ed. It will eat hundreds of seeds and berries too. What I love about these illustrations is they're so simple, yet he captures the movement, the shape, the meaning, and the simplicity of birds eating. Watch the birds to see how they eat. Blue jays, sparrows, and juncos eat seeds off the ground. Fox sparrows and chewinks scratch and dig in the ground. Robins pull worms right out of the ground. Kind of like people, we all have our own way to eat, right? There's your blue jay. I have one or two blue jays. I call them bully birds because they tend to boss everybody around. Look at that robin, tugging away. Now, a goldfinch sits on the sunflower and eats the seeds. Chickadees perch on the branch of a shrub and eat the seeds. They swing on the branch as they eat. Here we added a little color. Just enough to get your attention. Right, Jodine? This is Birds Eat, Eat, and Eat by Roma Gans and illustrated by Ed Emberley. I agree with you. Crows eat seeds too. They walk in cornfield and pull up plants that have just started to grow. They eat the seeds at the bottom of the plants. I'm guessing the scarecrow is not doing its job. Very, very smart birds. Very sad scarecrow. Swallows and phoebes catch their food in the air as they fly. They swoop and dive after gnats and insects. As the phoebe catches an insect, you can hear the bird click its beak. We used to have lots and lots of swallows by the pond. You could tell by their scissor tail. That's a swallow. And my grandpa always used to leave the cellar door open. Click. And every year there would be a nest in the rafters of the basement, and there of course would be swallows keep you company. Woodpeckers get food from trees, and have you ever watched a woodpecker go up and down and around a tree? It stops to rap on the tree with its beak. It pecks holes in the tree to find bugs and worms under the bark. Well, I've noticed that they seem to eat bird feeders now too. I guess they've learned to adapt. With all our old growth disappearing, non-stop deforestation to build new homes takes away the old growth that they need to find their normal food in. I guess they've become accustomed to also eating seed. I have the small ones and the large pileated ones. I'm chasing one in another one of my live streams. And then I believe if you were to look in my shorts and you put a search for woodpecker, I believe I have maybe 2 that show a pretty large one just kind of bouncing around my yard. Birds eat and eat and eat. You can see how much they eat. Put some breadcrumbs on the ground near your house. Sparrows and blue jays and starlings will soon find them. See how quickly they eat the crumbs. I can't do this. I have dogs. See, that would be me saying, get out of there. Get out of there. Get. Keep in mind, this book was written in 1963. I don't know if the recommendation of putting out bread for birds is still a wise choice. I'm not sure. I know a lot changes as people learn more and more about their environment. Oh, would you look at this? This is so cute. Birds eat and eat and eat. You can see how much they eat. Make a feeder from an empty milk carton, the size that holds 1 glass of milk. You know, the kind you used to get in school. The carton will be the feeder. Punch holes on opposite sides near the top. Put strings through the holes to make a handle. Hang the feeder from a shrub or a low branch and fill it with seeds. Good old pocket knife. These little cartons, they used to have like a waxy coating on them, which would make them a little bit waterproof. I've been successful using half of grapefruit or an orange hollowed out, and they last just as long. They're absolutely beautiful. It says here that you can buy seeds for your birds at the grocery store. Once birds find your feeder, they will eat and eat until it's empty. Chickadees and goldfinches, blackbirds and nuthatches may come. Yes, they have. They are seed eaters, and when your feeder is empty, fill it again. See how quickly the birds will empty it. And that is true. They will continue. You can see one in the back here. Eat and eat and eat until this is empty. Birds eat in different ways. The chickadee flies to a branch with a seed. It holds the seed against the branch with its feet. It pecks and pecks to open the shell. It eats the kernel, then flies to the feeder to get another seed. How about that? The nuthatch pokes a sunflower seed into a small hole in the bark of a tree. It pecks and pecks to open the seed. It eats the kernel and flies to get another seed. Oh, I'll have to watch what it does. Interesting. Look at that. So it utilizes the bark of the tree to hold the seed. Perhaps because its beak is so long and skinny. How about that? I'm gonna have to watch them closer because I have a lot of nuthatches. Birds eat and eat and eat, and you can see how much they eat. Make a suet feeder. Get some suet from a meat market and tie the suet to the branch of a tree. A suet, I think, is just animal fat. I think. I guess they'll eat that too. I know when you buy a suet cake, it's usually suet mixed with birdseed. It looks like he's just tying on hunks. Big and little woodpeckers will come to it. They will eat and eat and eat. Nuthatches, chickadees, and blue jays will eat the suet too. Right there is what the pileated woodpecker looks like. Got a massive head. I'd say the ones that I see in my yard, they're a good, hey, 1.5 feet. I mean, they're big birds, really big birds. Oh, and you know what I saw this morning? Real early. I don't know if you saw my video of the mama deer. I saw her, and she has the tiniest baby. Tiny, scraggly little thing. You know, just in the very early morning, she brought it out. I haven't seen it since, and I hope she hides it well. Okay, see how many birds will eat from your feeders. They will come to your feeders every day. And once they start coming, you will be busy keeping your feeders filled. I had to take a break from feeding mine because I realized that a particular bag of seed that I bought during a particular time period when a lot of what I was purchasing was making me sick, was making my birds disappear. So I took a break, and I apologized to the chickadees, and I tried to explain. And I'm sad to say the majority of my mourning doves are gone. My original Mr. Red is gone. This skinny guy's got to be the offspring. Many chickadees. The spring birds came in, and they're different. But I know which birds stay and which ones don't, and I was really sad to see that happen. So you really have to be thoughtful and make sure you keep an eye and only feed what helps them stay healthy and happy. Not everybody likes what you like, so you have to keep that in mind. My bird feeders are so far away from other people, I didn't really quite understand, but I knew exactly why it was happening. And it was a shame, because I had the same thing happen with my birds a long time ago. I want to say maybe 11, 12 years ago. I did a short where I told you about the well, and I was really excited because I had so many mourning doves. Again, I got excited because it had been so many years since I even had a pair. And just like that. Well, those I found dead all around the well cover and the bird seed, so I knew exactly what had happened. I can only assume the worst with this round. I think there's one left, maybe one or two. But it really broke my heart. Because our job is not to hurt nature. It really is not. I don't know why people do what they do. Well, to finish this sweet book out, you may eat 3 or 4 times a day. Birds eat 10, 30, and even 50 times a day. They eat flies and gnats and bugs and caterpillars, worms and suet, seeds and berries. Birds eat and eat and eat. They seem to eat all day. I'd really like to see the end of all of this negativity. Never in my life did I feel like I needed to protect so many things at once, along with myself. But incredibly disheartening. So in the back, which is really nice, I love when they do this, it talks a little bit about the author and the illustrator. And I'm gonna go ahead and share that because I think those things are wonderful. I love dedications, all that jazz. All right, so about the author. This is so cute. Look at the pictures up close. Anybody ever been nose to beak with a bird? That isn't a pet. Well, it says Roma Gans has called children enlightened, excited citizens. She believes in the fundamental theory that children are eager to learn. Place the right teacher in the classroom with them, put good, up-to-date books, magazines, and other material in their reach, and children themselves whet their own intellectual curiosity. I agree. Dr. Gans received her BS at Teachers College, Columbia University, and her MA and PhD at Columbia University. She began her work in the educational field in the public schools of the Middle West as a teacher, supervisor, and then superintendent of schools. She is professor, emeritus of childhood education at Teachers College and lectures extensively throughout the United States and Canada. All of her research has been in the field of reading. Dr. Gans is the author of Reading is Fun, oh no kidding, Gilding Children's Reading Through Experiences, Critical Reading in the Intermediate Grades, and just recently, Common Sense in Teaching Reading. With Dr. Franklin M. Branley, she is supervising and editing the Let's Read and Find Out books, which this is part of that series. Wow, you're wonderful, Dr. Gans. Well done. I'm wondering if now I have read any of her literature in all of my years of going to school. I bet I have. All right, now a little bit about the illustrator. Well, when he is not writing or illustrating, Ed Emberley pursues some interesting hobbies. He prints limited editions of children's books on his own hand press, studies early Americana, and experiments with toy making. Mr. Emberley received a BFA in illustration from the Massachusetts School of Art in Boston. He lives in Beverly, Massachusetts with his wife and 2 young children. So again, this was in 1963, copyright. So this was a wee bit back. I'm guessing they may be in their 70s or 80s. I don't know if they're both still or at all living, but keeping these little books around to cherish is pretty great. And I'm happy to see my birds found my feeder behind me. Oh, a little butterfly coming by. I did see my first orange butterfly. I can't guarantee you that it was a monarch. I believe I was only successful in helping one to hatch. Again, if you look at my shorts, someone decided to steal. I just, this last year and a half of my life has really, unfortunately, given me the opportunity to see just how heartless people can be. And why I'm gonna go out of my way to be heartful. At least when it comes to nature, children. I don't have it in me to do what these people have done. I just don't. So maybe we'll set this up and we'll do another bird book on another day. I've got quite a few. As you can see, it's just too lovely to be indoors. So I might do some music later on this evening. Whoever's still stealing my stuff, please stop. I'm not happy that you're pretending to be me. And you shouldn't be happy about it either. And whoever keeps interrupting the nature in my yard, please stop. They're not yours. They're not mine. They belong to this earth. Cut it out. I just can't. I can't fathom how your stomach feels when you go to bed at night. I just can't. And I hope that my mourning doves will prosper and come on back. Let's see if we can get a little bit on my big head of, oh, you're stuck, that's why. A little bit of action. Well, I have some battery left. Maybe we can both sit and enjoy. Since there's some seed and they eat all day. This isn't just a hobby of mine, being an adult. I was an outside kid. I was outside and in the woods and down by the pond as much as possible. I think it saved me. I think it grounded me. My safe place. And I thought I had it here too, for the last 20 some odd years that I've lived here. But it really only takes one person to hurt a good thing, to disrupt a natural balance. And I think they came up with games like Jenga and Break the Ice. They realized how powerful one small piece of something large can be. It's just like the tires of a truck, what it does to silence. It ruffles the feathers. Now we've got a mower. 'Tis the season though, beautiful days. People are out doing their chores. Even an empty bird feeder is relaxing. I did some detecting the other day. I found another horseshoe, a really thick one. Oh, looky here, Mrs. Cardinal. She's really pretty. She's not red, but she's pretty. If she shows us her chest, you'll see it's got a nice red sheen, pinkish sheen to it. I don't think I can get any closer. Oh yeah, a little bit. I'm wondering if maybe this is a better spot for it. We'll have to see how it goes. Oh, there's a bird dog. Where are you? Are you in the garden? Rowie? I thought I saw a bird dog in there. What are you doing in there? Get out of there. Oh, one of her balls might have gotten in there. I throw a little haphazardly. Out of control with that, I am. Was that you? She's like, yeah, you got me. Sorry, Bo. Sorry. Yeah. I can't get it to... Oh, there it goes. Yeah. Filmmaking is not my forte. But it is fun. Excuse me. Where is it? Right there. Right there. Use your nose. This way. Come back this way. Go. This way. Right there. Girl. Okay, so I thought I'd show you real quick. I was working over on my wall, and I found some evidence of a praying mantis. What? Don't be blurry. I don't know how to keep it from being blurry. Come on. Oh, come on. Yikes. Anyways, this is a praying mantis egg case. And I wish I could show it to you up close, but for some reason it just insists on being blurry. See? It doesn't want to. It won't let me show you. But all of the little I can't get it to go on blurry. All of the little, I'm trying to think, cells, kind of like, you know, like a beehive. Anyway, all the little cells. Oh, there we go. Very nice. As you can see, it's hatched. So it's empty. All those little holes. Oh, very cool. Oh no, stay. We're full of little praying mantis. So it looks like they've hatched because everything's open and dry and empty. It may even be left over from last year, but that's always exciting to find. You know, some of the weirdest looking things in your yard are proof that a creature is there. And I believe these little casings, they hatch thousands. Oh, thousands of praying mantis come out of this little thing. And you'll see them, they're like brown blobs attached to, like for example, attached to a twig. So I try not to knock down anything at the end of the season when everything's turning brown and drying. I usually leave it. I saw the redbird visited you guys a bit. And the nuthatch, they seem to be the two who are at the bird feeder the most. I walked a bit away so I could throw the ball without bothering them. Anyway, I was excited to find the praying mantis case, and I'm happy to see that they didn't stop my live stream. And I don't know if anybody's enjoying the scenery, but it is a beautiful day here. I might show you the sky before I turn it off. I mean, it is just glorious. Absolutely glorious day. Glorious. Glorious, glorious. Oh, chemtrail. Not so glorious. Anyways, never a dull moment. But, this way the sky is nice. Yeah, time to play ball. And thanks for visiting the garden today. Hello, butterfly. And, like I said, see you again next time.